Alright, hi everybody, welcome to the 3D Surfacing YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you a tutorial on how to create the spiral bevel gear. I'm going to show you the techniques on how to create the spiral teeth here. It's quite complicated, but I figured it out and I'm going to show you that tutorial today. Before we start, I just want to ask you if you have any requests for tutorials, just leave a comment below. It would be great if you let me know your request, what kind of tutorials you're interested in. Alright, so I have an animation here and you can see that this two gear is meshing well. And we can spin it this way. You can spin it to the back as well. Alright, there you go, let's get started. Alright, so I prepared this document. I'll leave a link to this document in the description box. Basically, I'm creating the spiral bevel gear. It's called the Gleason system, and it's basically it has the cut of the teeth is called the Gleason system. Basically today I'm going to create the pinion with 20 number of teeth and the gear with 40 teeth. And I prepared all this already. You can work out your own gear by going through this document and use the formulas to get this completed. I've got this reference material based on the website Creo Gear Industry website. There is a gear technical reference document. That document is really good. I use that document to work out the formulas and all details out from their website. So that's the Creo Gear Industry website. If you want to look for more information, go to there. Alright, let's start a new file. I'm going to start with the crown. We're creating the Gleason gear crown, and I'll put 3. And I'm going to use millimeter units. Alright, let's turn on the planes. Okay, first thing you do, we'll do a sketch on the front plane. Place down 2 construction line. You can right click to do it quicker. And I'll dimension these angles. Click this one, click that one, middle click to place. I'll make them both equal. And it's always a good idea to move these dimension out, make it simple and clear. Alright, this angle we worked that out already. It's the reference cone angle and it's 63. So copy that, paste it in here. And we then draw a rectangle. And we need the width to be 120. And this to be 60. It's creating a conflict. We'll just make that reference dimension. So the crown gear will sit on the bottom here, the pinion gear will sit here, and they have a dimensional pitch of 120, and the pinion is 60 millimeters. Alright, once you have that, you're going to draw a perpendicular line to the middle and draw a small line up here. That will be the addendum. When you're going to go edit, divide this here, and also divide one more time here. And we're going to put in the addendum, so put a dimension here. With middle click to place it. Alright, so go to the crown, copy the addendum, paste it in here, copy the addendum, alright, that's good. Alright, that's fine. Now we're going to draw a line at the top, make it back to the move it back to origin and do something like that, and also go to divide this line up here. We are going to make the face of the teeth 20. So face width, there's a formula here, we're going to make it less than I'll pick 20 millimeters, and then next we'll draw one more line parallel to the cone angle line. Alright, that should be enough, and we'll click OK. Okay, we'll start by creating a revolve. Click on the front face and we'll project in the addendum, and also the tooth face width, and also this line on the bottom as well, and click OK. And we're going to make it a surface, and we got to pick the center line. We'll pick the z-axis here. Alright, there you go. Next thing we'll do is draw the circles of the gear. Let's do a sketch. Right click, place 2 circles. Let's do one more. You can right click to pick the circles. It might be a bit quicker. Alright, the circles, we need the base circles. The involute curve will start from the base circle, so we need that circle, and we also need the reference, that diameter circle, which is 120. So copy and paste that in, and this one is 120. Let's paste this one again. Alright, there you go, that's good. Now we will project that. Go to Model tab, Project, click on the bottom surface, click OK. Alright, now we need to draw in the involute curve for the teeth of the gear. We need to have a coordinate system in a certain direction down here. Make a new plane, hold shift and move it to the end. It will snap onto the end of that line. And we'll also create an axis. We need to make an axis, and then hold control, select these 2 planes, and then create an axis on the bottom here. And then we'll place the coordinate system. Select this line first, select the axis, and then you have the x-axis going up there. Alright, we're ready to put in the involute curve. We're going to use the involute equation, which is on the bottom of the document here. We'll copy this equation, then we'll go datum, insert curve from equation, and place the equation here. Click OK. And then we need to select the coordinate system, which is the one we created here, and then it creates the involute curve for us right there. Okay, next we're gonna measure. We need to put the involute curve up here. We're gonna measure. You can look for the measure tool in the analysis tab. We're gonna measure from the bottom to that point, and we get 126. Alright, so just copy that. So make sure it goes to the bottom circle there, and then we'll go edit that curve. Go to equation, paste the radius, and that will bring the curve up to there. We'll make the curve shorter by typing 1.3 and put 0.1 here. So it might cause issue if the involute curve sticks to the bottom. Alright, so we have the involute curve. We've got to start drawing the profile of the teeth. We're going to create a datum point, hold control, select the 2 lines there, it creates a point at the intersection. Now we're going to pattern that point to find out the distance for each teeth. So we're gonna make a free pattern, and so this gear has 40 teeth. We type 360 divided by 40, and then we put a divided by 2, and then since the that should be it. So since the teeth has the teeth and then the gap, so we're gonna divide that by 2 again, and click OK, and then you should have this. Okay. Alright, next what we need to do is create a plane, so we can draw the profile here. To draw the plane, we need to click create curve through point. We're gonna put a curve here and here, and then place a point onto that. Make sure it's on that line, and then put 0.5 so it's in the middle, and then we have a point there, and then we'll create a curve through points. Click on that point and then click on the bottom. Alright, with that there, we can create a plane on that face. So click on plane tool, click on this point, and then that line, and creates a plane there. We can go to display, adjust outline. We can make the outline so it just fits the teeth there. So we go sketch. Alright, that's good, and I think we're ready to do the sketch of the teeth. So go to sketch, and we'll make this center line reference. What we can do, we can go setup, set orientation, set horizontal, or actually set vertical, and then let's see if we can set this to be vertical. Alright, there you go. Okay, now we'll project this curve, project the top, draw a center line here, so we can mirror that on the line, and then we'll project in this line as well. Oh no, this circle, the line, yeah, project the line, and then we'll remove this. Check that you don't have any line down here, and then draw a vertical line. And we can use the corner tool here to make that. Alright, so I think there's a red point here, that means it's not connecting. We'll do that again. Alright, be careful when you do this, when you don't try to drag things around, things might change. The position of this curve might change, so make sure you're careful on doing this. Alright, that's happening again. We'll try a different way. Projecting that line. Okay, so let's make sure we click on this point. And then delete this, delete this, delete this. Right, there you go, it's sitting on there now. Have a look at it carefully, make sure it's correct. Alright, once we have the teeth, we gotta also put a point on the top so we can align it later. Actually, it's not joined. Okay, I'll just use a corner tool here and make that a corner. Okay, that looks fine, just keep going. Alright, so once you have the teeth profile, you need to press Ctrl D to reset the view. Alright, we need to draw the spiral cut. So just go sketch and click on the top plane, sketch. Alright, let's have a look at so this is the Gleason bevel spiral gear, and basically it's got a circular cut. It's perfect circle, it cuts around to create that curve, and there's a angle here. The angle is 35. That's the standard angle, the main spiral angle for spiral gear. Sometimes there's some different angles, but usually it's 35. So we're gonna set that up now. So make that reference. All right, I'm gonna draw a line in the middle. So the angle connects at the middle. Okay, place a point to find the middle. Draw a circle to there. Okay, and we'll draw a line connecting to this and set that up as 35. 35, middle click to accept, right click, lock that. Okay, now we draw a line from that point out, make this perpendicular, use the perpendicular constraint to that, and make this 45. Alright, basically I'm going to draw a circle here. This circle, because it's perpendicular to that line, it's going to be tangent to that angle line. So we're going to make this circle 45. Basically this is the cutting circle, so it's 45. We're going to use 45 for both of the gear, so the cut is exactly the same. Alright, once you have that, we can start hiding these away, switch these to construction. And we always want to place this point right in the middle. So the position of this cut is going to be placed in the middle. Switch this to construction, and we're going to do one more thing. We're going to draw a line from the center to the intersecting point here. And draw a line out. Switch. Use dimension. We need to dimension this angle and this angle to be 55, and I'll go edit, divide here and here, switch this to construction, and I'll make these lines constructions as well. Alright, we're going to make this angle 55 because it's really important. Alright, so if the line is longer or shorter, it can change the width of the teeth. So I found that 55 is the perfect angle for this gear, so the teeth are meshing. So the cut will begin here and it will scale down to a point at that point. So it's a 55 angle. Alright, so we're ready, we'll accept that. Alright, that's that line. Now we need to project on this surface. We can select the surface, copy, and then paste. Press Ctrl V, Ctrl C, Ctrl V to paste. And then we need to select the edge. Select the surface, select the edge, and then extend that out. And we'll project this line onto that surface. Project. And then we have that line on the surface there. Now we'll hide that. Alright, so we have this curve. We've got to put the gear profile here. To do that, we've got to place a point here. And place a curve through point. And we'll put another point here. Okay. Alright, now we're going to pattern this point. Switch the axis pattern, we'll make 2 points and we'll make the angle 360 divided by 40 divided by 2 divided by 2 again. No, cancel, divided by 2. So basically we want the the 3 points like this. So I might have a look at, make sure it's about the right size. So the angle is 2.3, and then we'll pattern again on the other way. Select the point from the tree here. We'll go geometry pattern, switch to axis, and we'll flip it the other way. We'll make it 2 points, and we've got 360 divided by 40 divided by 2 divided by 2 one more time. Alright, so we're gonna create a plane here. To do that, I'll first hide this point. Tap right click to select that, hide that. Alright, we'll draw a curve here and here. Place a point on the middle on that new line. Tap right click to switch it to that line. 0.5. And then from here we create a curve connecting that new point to the bottom. And then now you can create a plane here. We go plane, click on that point, click on that point. Actually, let me hide that other line as well. Hide and go to plane, click on that, that, and that. And then we'll adjust the outline so make it smaller. Let's click OK, and now we're ready to create the teeth. We just need to copy this profile here. So go edit definition of that, select all of that, copy, and then we can paste over here. Alright, you're gonna use the sweep blend tool. We're gonna click this trajectory. Make sure it starts from here. You can switch it by pressing the pink arrow. Alright, this part's really important. Go to reference. We need to switch this to constant normal. We can't have the profile normal to the trajectory because it will change the size of the teeth. We're gonna make it constant normal direction, and we're gonna make it always constant normal to this one. And then we'll also set the horizontal, vertical. We'll set that. Switch it to the surface, and then we're ready to click sketch. Alright, and then we just simply Control V to paste, click to paste the teeth. Make sure the scale is at 1 to 1, and hold left click to drag this target thing, drag that to the point on top here. And so our teeth sits perfectly onto that surface. We'll click accept, and then we'll click OK, and then we'll insert another section basically on that other end. We go sketch, and we'll simply just place a point. So it's this one here. Snaps onto there. Click OK, and there you go. Have the teeth. Alright, this is very important to get clear. The teeth is sweeping constant normal to the direction of this plane, and not normal to the trajectory. It sweeps along, and it's sweep to a point there, and this angle here is 55. So we'll click accept that, and we have our teeth. So I'll hide this, and I'll quickly pattern this 40 times. Click on this button to make it 360. Click OK. Alright, so that's part one. I'll just I'll make another video for the next part to finish this gear off. So follow the description for the second part of the video. So we have 40 teeth here ready to finish the gear off.